An advanced Chinese government hacking group dubbed Salt Typhoon has gained access to at least 80 U.S. and global telecom providers in recent months. Hackers have such wide-reaching access that officials warned last week that Americans should only use encrypted communications to prevent the hackers from listening in on their calls or reading their texts, to which Americans said, "We don't care, go away."
Don't care, don't care, don't care, still don't care, I don't care.
So since China is listening to everything we're saying, I have a message for them. Get wrecked, China! I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your Dumpster Fire. Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. And this week's sacred cow is China?
Too many of them. No, leave us alone.
Funny thing is, we're going to cover this story, and we'll probably be shadow banned by YouTube because they still want to do business with China. After briefing on the hack for the Senate, Marco Rubio said that the hack was the most disturbing and widespread incursion into our telecommunication system in the history of the world. No one's covering this. It should be front page news. But Americans are so tired from the election and the news cycle that we're literally being invaded on two fronts. The drones in New Jersey, that could also just be us.
Iran launched a mothership.
And China hacking our entire communication system, and we can't bring ourselves to care.
What did you say? I don't care.
I have long said for years now, I've written about it, I've talked about how to get through it, that Americans between Thanksgiving and New Year's don't give a fuck. We get the fuck-its. Everybody does. Everybody gains weight. They're getting drunk. They're getting DUIs. They're out there having sex with their secretaries, and they're trying to just make it through the holidays with all of their family members. Nobody cares about politics at all. Nobody wants to hear about it. If you want to invade America, these are the weeks to do it. Americans are tuned the fuck out. I'm tuned out. I've been like, I don't care.
Don't care, don't care, don't care.
There is something very American about not caring about anything in the weeks between Thanksgiving and New Year's. We just decide we're going to care again in January 1st when we get our shit together. Finally, this year's the year we're going to lose that weight and write that book and do those things we've been promising ourselves we're going to do for decades. And we're not going to do them again. This would have at least cracked the front page of the news at one point in American history. But I also think China's just wearing us out. You know, they sent those balloons over the whole country during this administration. There was a spy recently who was arrested. No one cared. It barely cracked the news cycle. They're just constantly kind of invading and like looking for weaknesses. They've kind of worn us down in our capacity to even care about the Chinese invasion that is constant. We're soft, America. If we're worn out by the news cycle, we're screwed, because that's just paying attention. Come on, America, you got to strengthen up. You've got to care. I'm asking you to care about this. And no one in Congress cares either. Our leaders don't care. Our media doesn't care. Apparently, we're the only ones that care. We here at Dumpster Fire care that China is listening to all of us right now. Get your mind around this. They literally said we have to use encrypted messaging apps to communicate with one another because basically all of our major telecom companies have been hacked by China and no one cares. They even said that they had access to like Donald Trump, president-elect, and JD Vance's communications. You know who really doesn't care? Joe Biden.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't give a fuck. He's not even at home. By the way, we still have no idea what's going on with the drones at all. Walter Kern on X said, "We won't tell you what's going on, but we also don't want you to guess. Nothing is happening, and tomorrow we will give a classified briefing to Congress on it. We are monitoring the situation closely, but it is not a situation of any concern." Which is the messed up psychotic coverage of the nothing to see here drones that we still have no idea if that's actually something that's invading us or if it's our own Department of Defense doing some kind of psyop and using drones to like test things, or if they're looking for a dirty bomb that may have made it into a port. Although now there's a whole false flag situation conspiracy theory that I was going down that rabbit hole about how this is going to be the next false flag is a dirty bomb, and then they'll use it to encroach more on our freedoms. Merry Christmas, everyone!
Pants are awful baggy. You got anything in there?
Yeah, my dick. You want to see it?
Beyond parody.
A prisoner escorted out of jail by CNN reporter Clarissa Ward in a widely viral video after he was freed by Syrian rebels was actually a notorious member of ousted President Bashar al-Assad's forces, Salama Mohammed Salama, who tricked the outlet and rebels into helping him.
You're okay. He clutches my arm tightly with both hands.
Okay.
Does anyone have any water? Water.
You're not the real heroes. I'm the real hero.
This story is also insane because this video was so viral, and it was like this sad man that Clarissa was rescuing from the prison and the rebels got him out. And then it all went around on X that this was actually a notorious torturer for Assad's regime, and he was a prison guard. He basically tricked all of these people into helping him escape. Nobody thought to like double check. No one fact checked what this guy was saying before this huge CNN piece went out.
You're okay. You're okay.
It is incredible. The erosion of CNN's credibility has just been like erode your credibility locally, and now they're eroding it globally.
Eroding.
He was looking pretty good for a prisoner.
Yeah, it was weird. Supposedly he was in solitary for 3 months and hadn't seen the sun.
This guy spent less time in solitary than Martha Stewart.
He was the only prisoner in this empty prison that had been emptied, and he was like the only one locked in a cell, and he looked clean. Like he looked like his clothes were pretty clean, and
he didn't look like a prisoner. He looked like a guard who was faking being a prisoner. And no one at CNN thought to ask, hey, why does this prisoner look so good compared to the other prisoners we've seen who look like they're starving and beaten? Didn't trigger any alerts to you guys? But no, everyone in journalism is so interested in going viral that they don't care about the truth. They don't care about fact checking things. There's just the race to be first and the race to go viral. Journalists just want to be famous now. They don't care about journalism. Journalism was abandoned long ago with a 24-hour news cycle, I would argue, and it's just only deteriorated further ever since. And now that we are all the media now, according to our overlord over at X, Elon Musk, we're screwed because we don't have any kind of checks or balances against anything that may be true or false. We can do it kind of as a people. I think Community Notes is generally absolutely fantastic. It can drop the ball, but really, if dumpster fire is the news, as we have said, we are not a news show, I would be mortified if I made a mistake like that. Mortified. I've made mistakes in pronouncing people's names and places. I mistakenly got behind 2 weeks to slow the spread, and I am still apologizing for that. And that was the prevailing agreement among experts, which we know is also bullshit now too. No one believes anything, which is leading us to the previous problem of no one caring.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
No one believes anything, and no one believes experts, and no one knows what to believe. And that's why when the Chinese hack our telecommunications and there are drones flying over New Jersey, no one cares. Do you see the problem here?
it's a vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle. Before our next segment, though, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, touch our bells and buttons, and tell your friends about us. Please help us get to 100,000 subscribers eventually. It's a lofty goal, we know. And now we're probably going to be shadow banned for going after China. So we're really going to need that word of mouth support. You have to stick around through the ad to see the weather report, guys. Sorry, them's the rules. Today's episode is brought to you by Sheath underwear. We love this sponsor here at Dumpster Fire. It is the only ride or die underwear my husband will go with. I know you guys are all excited. This is when I talk about my husband's balls, but nothing works for him like Sheath. Their patented revolutionary dual pouch system will hold those balls lovingly, delicately. There's a separate pouch for your genitalia. It keeps things separate from your legs. When you're traveling for the holidays, they aren't sticking around in your legs if you're flying. They can be worn as boxers or briefs. My husband truly won't wear anything else. It is all he wears. And there's their women's line, which I live in. I have their sports bras, their undies, their boxers. They have little booty shorts. They're super cute. And they're always releasing new styles, patterns. This is the best gift for the holidays. Go to sheath.com and use promo code dumpster to get 20% off your next order. That is sheath.com, promo code dumpster to get 20% off. Link is in the description below. Go into the new year feeling like the legend that you are with Sheath underwear on those nuts. Now let's check the weather with Scarlett Salazar.
Aquí en la Perla Tapatía, Nuevo León, Tamaulipas, Coahuila, rachas de viento fuerte, así como pudiera generarse algún chubasco. Estamos a 27 grados en la Perla Tapatía, tome agua, utilice ropa ligera, póngase bloqueador y es que el calor todavía va a subir un poquito más.
Thank you, Scarlett.
What is happening?
We can't get away from these theater kids. Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson made her Broadway debut last weekend. She starred in Juliet, a queer spin-off of Shakespeare's tragedy that imagines what would happen if the female lead survived. No one wants this, by the way.
Female empowerment! Sick!
Jackson, who famously could not define what female was during her confirmation process, has long been open about her unabashed love of the theater. Oh, you love the theater, Ketanji? Go be a theater kid! Go be a failed actress like so many others out there before you.
Hey, Mia, it's you.
What the hell is the Supreme Court Justice doing in a Broadway play? Where am I right now? Look, I'm all for pursuing your dreams, okay? But we have so many of these theater kids, actually in Pyro Wires, they were talking about this. All of these theater kids who have taken over our government, AOC, she also wanted to be an actress. Now you have Ketanji Brown. I am all for pursuing your dreams as a theater person, but shouldn't you be, I don't know, Supreme Court justicing? How do you have time to do this?
The Supreme Court is so weird. They actually have a lot of time off, seems like to me. Just like a lot of
Let's get Doge on the case. Doge, we need to rein in this government spending on Supreme Court justices. And nobody wants Juliet to survive. The only reason that play was good is because they both died. Also, why is everything gay? Why do we need to queer everything? Theater kids. Oh my God. It's like the Wicked tour. Okay, we get it. You're gay.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
I don't care that you're gay. Just stop being so gay about it.
That's really how we all feel at this point.
This is how America feels about the LGBTQ movement. I don't care that you're gay. Just stop being so gay about it.
Fake news.
Last week, an independent watchdog probe found that 26 FBI informants were in D.C. during the January 6 riots at the U.S. Capitol building, including 13 who entered so-called restricted areas and another 4 who entered the Capitol itself, a crime that sent regular J6 attendees to jail. This is from Pyro Wires. I mean, mostly it's just yet another conspiracy that was written off as a far-right political conspiracy theory that has ended up being true. Do you think that it was just like some kind of FBI? It doesn't take that many people to like incite a mob.
That we're not going to protest?
We're not gonna protest. We're not gonna protest.
We're not going to protest.
We're not gonna protest.
We're not going to protest.
I was reading somewhere where it was like, that's 25 more people than you need to incite a mob of people to like go do something.
Yeah.
Donald Trump was always saying this was like an FBI-led insurrection to try and take him down and discredit him. But even he kind of went along with it.
Yeah. It's the whole thing is so weird. I'm like, okay.
I still don't care about January 6th, and I never have. And here's why. Because I know the feds are behind it. And I knew it all along. I smelled a rat. Yeah, this is just another story where you really run out of the gates with something, and then everybody who says, hey, there may have been FBI informants there, like the whole Michigan story with Governor Whitmer. The FBI is somehow always involved. How is it? Every shooter, every single thing traces back to the FBI. Oh, the FBI knew the shooter. Like, they have that meme that's like taps the sign. Like, the FBI was on the watch list. Oh, the FBI was there.
I give you the FBI.
Let's go back to a time when we hated the FBI and thought they were incompetent at the same time as also just being problematic. America, can we get back on board with that? People are like, no, they also do good things, but they also seem to be involved in a lot of bad things. Why are you always there, FBI? And you can't stop China? I don't know. What are these government agencies supposed to be? Doge, get on it. I just find this fascinating because it was yet another instance of the conspiracy theorists being right yet again after being told that they were lying right-wing domestic terrorists. This episode is definitely going to be throttled and probably suppressed by the FBI.
And people are like, what
China.
happened to my fun dumpster fire stories? I was like, well, Trump hasn't done anything fun yet. And there's so much weird shit happening in the world.
These are fun stories, guys. They're just uplifting stories of America being invaded and our own government institutions undermining incoming and outgoing administrations. What's the problem here?
We're basically just reporting on the slow, inevitable collapse of America.
That's been dumpster fire all along. We will be recording from a bunker someday. Hopefully. Got to make those billionaire friends so I have a bunker to go live
to
from.
fall back to.
That's it, guys. We leave you on that uplifting note.
Phetasy News.
If you love dumpster fire, the best thing you can do is become a supporter at Phetasy.com. That is where you will find all of the goods behind the paywall. You get the unedited version of Dumpster Fire, and we leave a lot of inappropriate things on the cutting room floor. You also get access to everything else we're doing, and trust me, it's a lot. And now for some housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
We moved Walk-Ins Welcome off of this YouTube channel. So please, everyone, run over there right now and subscribe to our new YouTube channel, Walk-Ins Welcome with Bridget Phetasy. I'm going to have some awesome guests this year, and there's a link in the description below to make it easy for you. Just go hit that button. Thank you to everybody who makes this possible, our sponsors, our supporters, our commenters, you, our audience. We love you. And now, to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious. Remember, guys, life is absurd. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Take the work seriously. Take China seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. This has been your Dumpster Fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich so I can build us a bunker.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns.